Happy New Year and happy 2021. We're bringing you another video all about Arlington Ranch and how much does it really cost to live here. If this is the first time that you're checking out our YouTube channel, welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, so every time we drop a new video that has everything to do with Las Vegas, you'll be notified of the new content that we drop. Right now, we are located in Arlington Ranch, which is a small community located in the southwest part of Las Vegas in Mountain's Edge. We are right off of Blue Diamond between Durango and El Capitan Way. So Arlington Ranch is a pretty cool little community. It's a gated community that has a bunch of townhomes that are all located within this one little area. And I checked this morning, there were about 4 homes listed for sale, and they range anywhere from $220,000 up to $230,000. The floor plans aren't gonna vary too much since they're all townhomes. All 4 of those properties were 2-bedroom, 2-bath units, and again, ranging anywhere from $220,000 all the way up to $230,000. And we'll even tell you a cool story about one of the homes that we actually financed for one of our clients. Before we hop into the numbers of what it's gonna take to purchase a home here, let's take you on a quick tour so you can see a part of the community and some of the amenities that they have to offer. So one of the features about living here in Arlington Ranch is they have these little parks that are available to all the homeowners in the area. So you can see there's some gym equipment out here. If you want to get your early morning exercise in, get some blood flowing, you can do that. While we were shooting, there were some people that also had their dogs running around back here. So the community's dog friendly. They've got these little grassy areas that you can take your dogs out, and they got poop bags for the dogs ready for you too. So just something that's super convenient for all of you that have pets. You need to take them out for a quick walk. So we just left the little park area. There was actually a pool right next to it, and it looks pretty shallow. I think you got 3 or 4 feet within the pool. So obviously super convenient for the kids, for you to bring them out. So now we're just gonna take a quick drive through the neighborhoods so you can take a look at the streets, what some of the homes look like, and sit back and enjoy the show. We're coming in off of the Durango entrance, and you can see that this community is pretty well kept. Obviously in Las Vegas, it's super popular to have what we call desert landscaping. So that's gonna consist of a lot of rocks, a lot of bushes that don't necessarily require a lot of water, but not as green as maybe some parts of the country, if you guys are more accustomed to that. But here in Las Vegas, this is kind of our typical landscaping that you will see in most of the communities. So as you can see, as we're driving through the community here, there is no street parking per se, because most of the parking will all have to be done for guests within a designated spot. You can see right here, this would be a section that your guests would park, and you can see it's pretty limited, so not a whole lot of guest parking. The HOA, I'm sure, will ticket you or flag you if you're going to be leaving your car out, probably like this guy right here, unless you're just running in really quick to get something and you're heading back out. And we've talked about this in other videos. In Las Vegas, HOAs are very, very common. So when you're purchasing a home or unit in an HOA, they give you what's called CC&Rs, which is your covenants and restrictions. So it tells you anything and everything that you can and cannot do within the HOA. That'd be definitely something I would talk to my real estate agent about up front, because if there's going to be, certain things that you're just not going to be okay with, then you don't even want to waste your time and even looking into a community like this. So you can see, right, the guest parking could be a thing, especially if you like to have people over. You have family members, friends, or people that, visit you, especially here in Las Vegas. You get a lot of people that want to come and visit you. That might be a problem, especially if you can't find parking, or maybe you have to park on a few streets away and then walk over. Me personally, I have a house, so I like the fact that, friends and family can just literally park in your driveway or be right there, and it's super convenient. If you have maybe an RV, this probably might not be the best place, or you'd have to find a storage facility to park your RV, and then you can maybe live in a community like this. Anything that would have to do with the exterior of your property, you'd want to check with the HOA, because that's when they're going to make sure that you're following the guidelines and making sure that you abide by all the rules that the HOA has set forth. Make sure your agent is really knowledgeable about that, because you don't want to wait until the last minute when you're in contract to find out that you're not going to be okay with something, and then you're going to end up wasting time and any money that you've spent on inspections and appraisals if you find out at the last minute. So this part of Arlington Ranch that we just drove through, this part actually has single family homes. So you have two parts to Arlington Ranch. One side is predominantly townhomes, and the other side you do have a small community of single family properties as well. So just depending on your comfortability, your price range, and what type of home you're looking for or lifestyle, you could either look at smaller townhomes. Like I said, these homes are probably going to be about 1,000 to a little over 1,100 square feet. Less maintenance. The yards aren't as big. And really it's, you have not as much space to yourself. So probably, for a single guy or a bachelor, or maybe, a couple with no kids, maybe just a small dog or something, that might be a good fit for you. But if you've got a family, living in a townhome might be a little tough, especially with it only being, 2 bedrooms. So it might be a little tight of a squeeze. And especially if your kids are doing any schooling at home, or you're both working from home, that might be a little difficult, especially with noise if everyone's on the phone and stuff too. So we're in one of the trails here in Arlington Ranch. We're just gonna take a quick little walk. You can actually get a glimpse of some of the backyards of some of these townhomes here. So it's pretty small. Like I said, you could probably put a grill out there and put some chairs when it's not 115 out in the summer. But right now, it's January, and you could probably sit out there and enjoy some fresh air. But the story I wanted to share with you guys is that we actually closed on a home here for one of our clients. He's only 20 years old. He paid $215,000 for the property. And like I said, homes right now, they're going for $220,000 to $230,000. So he might actually have some equity in his property as it stands. But the cool thing is, he's a first-time home buyer, right? His mom is a real estate agent, and she really coached him, really helped him out, understanding money and finance and how to purchase a home. We got him qualified, and we were able to purchase a home. So don't think that buying a house is so difficult, or it's this huge task that you just can't overcome, because a lot of people still feel that way, and I totally get it. But if there's a will to accomplish something, there's definitely a way. And that's the one thing that we do with all of our clients, whether it's your first home or it's your 50th house. We're gonna take the time to talk with you and explain to you the ins and outs, what to look for when you're financing, answer all your questions, make sure that you understand what you're getting into, because this is gonna be the biggest financial decision that you'll make. And we wanna make sure that you can qualify and you understand your payment. That's the number one thing that a lot of people, they always get so confused, because they see these interest rates online saying that you can get a 1% interest rate, and they think that that's what they're going to get. But little do they know, there's so many nuances that go into pricing a loan, how a mortgage works, how their payment gets created at the end of the month, what's an escrow account. So all those things is what we cover with you guys, so that way you can get a good understanding of what you're going to pay. And if it's your first home, you can be just like our client, become part of our family, and become a homeowner and start building some wealth. So like I was mentioning, there were 4 townhomes listed for sale here at Arlington Ranch. They range anywhere from $220,000 to $230,000. I'm just going to give you a breakdown of some rough numbers if you were to purchase the home at the $230,000. So we'll look at the high end of the market, okay? The most commonly used loan program is with FHA financing. FHA financing is one of the easiest to qualify for, one of the most lenient programs that a lot of first-time home buyers use. The reason they love it is because it's lenient on credit and the down payment is only 3.5%. 3.5% of $230,000 is $8,050 just for the down payment. Now you do have closing costs that also go involved to purchasing the home. That's where having a good real estate agent can benefit you, because they will negotiate those closing costs to hopefully get the seller to cover either a portion or all of it. Now, given the market that we're in right now, and from what I'm hearing from across the country, there's very limited inventory, which means it's a seller's market. And when it's a seller's market, usually the sellers have an upper hand when it comes to covering closing costs or what they decide to pay for. But again, I cannot stress this enough. That's where a good realtor comes into play, and they can go and fight for you as the buyer to try to get some of that closing costs covered for you. If you had to pay all the closing costs on your own and the seller was not willing to contribute to you, at that $230,000 purchase price, you might be looking at about $6,000 to $7,000 in closing costs that you got to cover for yourself. So all in, you might be looking at about $14,000 to $15,000 to purchase a home at about the $230,000 price range. Now, one of the cool things about purchasing a home in Las Vegas is that we actually have grant programs that can cover the down payment for you. Yes, we can cover the entire amount. You can get anywhere from 3 to 5% towards your down payment. A lot of our first-time home buyers, if they don't have the money saved, or if maybe mom or dad is not going to gift them the down payment money, they do like to utilize that first-time home buyer program. So again, instead of maybe the entire $15,000 that you need to come up with for the down payment and closing costs, if we can get maybe half of that covered, all you might need is maybe another 7 or 8 grand to be able to purchase your first home. So that's why, like I said, finding resourceful people can help you become a homeowner. So I know it might be difficult from what you might read online. You probably see a lot of blogs or posts or people talking about putting 20% down or even 10% down for that matter. But that's where you got to get with a local expert like ourselves. We can refer you to one of our top real estate agents who understands the market and that have actually sold homes within this community, so they have a really good idea of how they can help negotiate to get you into a deal. Now, another type of financing you could look at is a conventional loan. So you can look to put 3, 5, 10% down, or even 20% down if you'd like to be able to purchase. Now, for those of you that are relocating from other parts of the country and thinking that you want to move here to Las Vegas and you don't have work lined up in town yet, you can purchase a home with what's called a vacation home or a second home. Now, I know you might say, hey, Sean, this is my first house. How can this be my second home? Terminology-wise, that's what we deem it as in the lending business. So that's your vacation home. So if you live in California and let's say you're thinking of moving to Vegas maybe next year or in 6 months, but you still have to stay at your current job, you would purchase it as a vacation home, and you can do as little as 10% down with no mortgage insurance. A lot of people feel that the only way you can eliminate the mortgage insurance is with 20% down, when in fact you can do it with 10. So if you're talking to a lender about getting financing and they're not showing you a 10% down option, I would find another lender, or I'd maybe call that guy out and see why he's not offering that to you. But at a bare minimum, when you're purchasing the home as a vacation home, you can do as little as 10% down. That way you can have your home already in place before you make your move here to Las Vegas. So you've got FHA financing, you've got conventional financing. Now, if you're a veteran and you qualify for VA loans, you can also look at VA financing, which is no money down. That is one of the best programs that are out there to all the veterans and active military duty personnel. We always, love to give back and help you folks out with your home purchase. So that's definitely something that you can utilize. A lot of veterans aren't really aware of how to use the VA program. So that's where, again, working with a good lender that understands how to get you qualified, that can break down the benefits of the VA loan versus some of the other programs that we mentioned. If you can get in with no money down, to me, that's the best way to do it. And again, become a homeowner, start building some wealth, and start building your own real estate portfolio for yourself. So now I've broken down payments, closing costs for you to purchase here in Arlington Ranch. Don't forget, there is an HOA. There's actually 2 HOAs here, one for $39 a month and one for $90 a month. So all in, you're gonna have your principal and interest payment, and then you're gonna have your taxes, your property taxes, your homeowner's insurance, and your HOA on top of that. So the HOA, again, it's gonna be another $129 a month on top of all the other stuff that I just mentioned. And again, Las Vegas is very notorious for having HOAs across this whole city. So if that's something you absolutely hate, make sure you talk to your realtor about that. That way they can find you some homes that do not have HOAs. But for the most part, you are gonna run across them. Again, it's all gonna vary depending on what the community offers. Again, like this one has a park, it has a pool, it is gated. Obviously, the more amenities that you have, the more the HOA is gonna cost, and vice versa. So the less that they offer, the less that you pay. But again, for the most part, you are gonna see HOAs, you know, $50, $60 probably on the low end. And on the high end, you're looking at a guard gated community, probably in a country club where you might be paying several $100s a month in HOA fees. And to give you an idea of property taxes, at that $230,000 purchase price, the annual taxes on that home was about $830. So pretty cheap. I've been working with a lot of people that are in Texas, and I can tell you property taxes in Texas are very, very expensive. Sometimes you even it's even over 2% of the purchase price. So you might buy a $300,000 or $400,000 home, but your property taxes might be $7,000, $8,000 a year. But here in Las Vegas, property taxes are still pretty cheap. And again, $230,000 home, $800 annual taxes. You're looking at not even $70 a month just for your property taxes. So very reasonable compared to a lot of other places across the country. So that wraps up the video. Everything you need to know about the cost of purchasing a home in Arlington Ranch. I hope that helps you understand more of the community, what it looks like, even giving you some hope, maybe for some of you first-time home buyers that are still a little afraid of purchasing your first place. Hearing our story about our awesome client that made their first purchase that wasn't even 21. How cool would that be if you were 20 years old and you bought your first house and you probably made a little money already? So again, if you guys have questions, if we missed something, or if you have something specifically that you want to talk about, drop that in the comments below. Send me a DM, send me an email. I'd be more than happy to help you guys with your search. And again, if you guys need help finding a good real estate agent, reach out to us too. We've got a number of agents that we work with that know everything and love Las Vegas just as much as we do, that can help you negotiate the best deal and hopefully help you become a homeowner here in Las Vegas. And always, we'll see you on the next one.